Welcome to That Indie Film Show, a show brought to you by iClips.com, the website for independent film.
On today's show, we'll be featuring an interview with Jenna Malone and Kristen Stewart, two of the stars of Into the Wild.
Based on the book by Jon Krakauer, Into the Wild is about Chris McCandless. After graduating Emory, Chris decided to give up his entire savings account, hitchhike across country, and ended up in the wilds of Alaska. Tamara recently caught up with the stars of Into the Wild to talk to them about what it was like working with Sean Penn as their director.
You know, I mean, I sort of looked up to him so much before I even met him, and then getting to work with him on a project that he's poured his full bleeding heart out into, and it's so personal to him. It was amazing. He's such a passionate person and such, in my mind, kind of like a poet, you know, who's constantly looking for the real truth of things.
You know, it's like when someone feels so passionately about something and they obviously want it a certain way, you feel a responsibility to not only like the person that you're working for, but to the story, and it's like you're working for someone who really wants it, and so it's like, it's easier.
How old are you?
18. 17.
What year were you born?
So I'm 16.
How did you approach playing somebody who's still alive? And
Well, I had never done that before, actually. But as soon as I met Sean, I mean, he had said that, you know, she had been so instrumental in getting the film made and sharing a lot of Chris's stories and his stuff, his journals, his belts, his everything.
Are you guys crazy? It's a great car. I don't need a new car. I don't want a new car. I don't want anything.
Okay.
Just these things.
Okay.
Well, those are two actresses I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing a lot from in the future. And speaking of adventures, tomorrow you recently went to Toronto for the 32nd Annual Toronto Film Festival. What was that like?
It was an amazing trip. It gave me an opportunity to have a sneak peek at a lot of the films we'll be seeing in theaters this fall, and I talked to a lot of interesting people while I was up there. One of the things you end up doing at film festivals, at least this film festival, is spending a lot of time in cabs. You're constantly running back and forth from screenings all around town to interviews, to press junkets, press conferences, and of course, to parties. You've seen any movies that you've liked this year? Yeah, I thought that one was pretty good too. What stars are you excited about seeing? Oh my God, Brad Pitt is totally hot. Totally agree.
Wait a second, I'm a big dog lover, but I thought you were there talking to some people.
Hey, it takes all kinds of talent. But if that didn't work for you, how about Aaron Eckhart? Where exactly were you shooting?
Sorry.
Where geographically were you?
We were in St. Louis in the summer. It was really hot, and we were moving fast, and it was crabby.
You had to deal with some, you know, there were always things to deal with, especially in independent movies, you know. You're always dealing with issues that money could solve, or more time could solve, more personnel could solve, and independent movies, because you're dealing with the leanest of, you know, budgets and that, you really have to be a problem solver, and it was always fun to be in Bernie's office, you know, trying to solve the problems.
What's your process in choosing projects?
It really has to do with the people that I work with. It has to do, if I read that, just great writing, you know.
I mean, I'm always looking for what's the emotional center of the movie, you know, and why do you care about the person who you're following through.
How did it go with these guys? What did they do right that was most helpful?
Well, they did. The first thing is that you have a great script. You got that right.
Yeah.
And then that you can tell a story. That is the absolute most important thing about movie making. And if this is for young filmmakers, it's not about cranes, it's not about cameras and all that sort of stuff. It's about telling a story, and that's what they were able to do.
And flash me outside of science class, even though Jenny Bradley called her a slut.
And Jenny Bradley was a slut. Bill? Hey!
Hey.
What the heck are you doing here?
Just, you know, having a little late night coffee.
Really?
What advice would you give a young actor about approaching a role without judging it? How do you do that?
Love your character. Absolutely justify why he is right and he's doing his thing, and have respect for him, even if he's killing somebody or, you know, a pedophile or whatever it is, because your job is to be human in that role.
What would a film festival be without some red carpet premieres? We're here tonight at Margot at the Wedding. Behind me, patrons are streaming in, excited to see this new film by Noah Baumbach, known for Squid and the Whale. Tell me a little bit about what it was like for the two of you to work together. What was the dynamic like on set?
We were able to operate as director-actress, but use all the secret language and shorthand that we have from living together.
Filmmakers and stars love to premiere their films at the festival. Here's what a couple of them had to say to us.
I consider this kind of my home court now. You know, I'm Canadian, my family's Canadian. The audiences here always, you know.
It's been really rewarding, especially last night here in Toronto. Such an incredibly warm reception, and they really enjoyed it. I mean, hearing the laughter like that, I mean, it's what you hope for, but they really got it. They're very sophisticated film goers up here in Toronto.